Greetings. We are here and we wish to thank the lady who has stepped out and welcomed us. We wish to begin by reminding you of how we behold you. You see, you are not who you think you are, and we will unfurl this mystery a bit as we continue. We wish to remind you that we see you and we relate to you and we channel to you and through you as if you were a mirror of the universe. For in many ways you are. We stop for a few moments to allow you to take in this information. For there is somewhat of a cosmic joke here, and we wish to let you in on it. You oftentimes refer and believe yourself to be very grounded in the earth, and indeed you are. However, your cosmic roots are interdimensional. What that means, my dear, is that you are an exquisite example of one who travels between dimensions or realms of consciousness, and you collect information from outside the galaxy and you bring it back into the galaxy, which you call home. It would be like a bumblebee in your dimension, collecting different nectar from different flowers. You may be asking yourself, well, what is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of being an interdimensional? And we will share with you the purpose, which is your purpose. There are other interdimensionals among you, and you know some. You will be more astute in recognizing them, we predict, after this reading. So, you have come to this planet that you know as Earth to accelerate understanding and to help people to realize their galactic roots. Not all people have galactic roots, and that is as it is. However, many do have galactic roots, which means that they have traversed many, many galaxies and landed here, although here is not home. For an interdimensional, there are many planets and galaxies and cosmoses that become home after a time. So you may want to open yourself up and imagine that you are acting somewhat as a double agent in this dimension you know as Earth. You have studied humans, meaning people of the Earth, long before you ventured into this way of being and becoming. And you agreed to have an impact on those individuals that we call galactic beings. Other people sometimes call them Spacians, Spacians, for your mind to play with. And your agreement is to help them to integrate their galactic roots with the earth roots. That has been your soul's purpose for the whole of this lifetime. You must become more aware, more sensitive to attract those who share a interdimensional frequency, for they are your people. They are your tribe, so to speak. And rest assured that there are other people who have made agreements to foster other people who do not have an interdimensional origin. For you need to leave those other people alone so that you may concentrate on elevating, amplifying, and uplifting these people who have an interdimensional core as well as living here on the Earth planet. Are you clear about this calling, or is this rather like a big bowl of soup at the moment?
It's not a surprise.
Does that mean you are clear?
Yes.
We shall continue. To impact, and once again we wish to remind you that that is part of your purpose, to impact one of an interdimensional orientation requires energy infusions. We do not mean to demean the use of words, for words have their place and their time. However, in terms of working with and treating and uplifting and repulsing meaning up-leveling their frequency, up-leveling so that the person bridges dimensions. It is the energy that is important and sufficient. So, you may move in to more soundings, the use of sound, tones, vibrations, for that creates an internal resonance with those who share an intergalactic origin. We suggest that you procure a set of buds of the ear, earbuds, so that you may hear the subtle sounds for the upgrading and uplifting of interdimensionals like yourself. creates a different brain wave and brain pattern. So when we talk about having an impact and repulsing, we wish to remind you that it is the brain as well as the heart that becomes your dual focus. To say that your part of your calling, part of your job, is to help people do makeovers, that would be the long and the short of it. For once these people who share an intergalactic origin remember their roots, we can then channel through them. And that affects the energies of this planet that you call Earth or home. Do you understand what we are saying to you?
Yes, I'm just curious of where the sounds come from. I'm supposed to use the earbuds with.
You may start with the sounds called hemisync that are available on the internet from the Monroe Center. That would be a place to start. Then you need to make yourself available to hear the sounds inherent in the cosmos. That is one of the reasons you have placed yourself in the home in which you live. There is a need to be out of doors in the early morning, as well as the time around midnight, and for you to look beyond the stars and open your whole system to the sound frequencies that are there. Now, we wish to tell you that most humans, most earthlings, do not register these sound frequencies. It is rather like the dog whistles that dogs hear, and the pitch is too high for the human ear. So if you begin with the hemisync frequencies, that will allow your brain to become softer and more rippled, so that the natural sounds that are inherent in the universe will become friends to you. This may sound like something from the Twilight Zone, and yet, there is beginning a remembrance as we speak. Engaging in a toning practice would also serve to remind you of the sounds of the cosmos, or that is the energy source for those people who are interdimensional.
Would that involve Dr. Todd's work?
Yes, that work would be a good launching pad for you. So, if you are ready, we will parade your soul qualities in front of you. For soul qualities are much like jewels that you have come in to sparkle with. And once you incorporate these soul qualities into your life, they help you ground your rather ambitious and spacious soul's purpose. Are you ready?
Yes.
There are 3 predominant soul qualities, and we will give them to you as we please. And there is not a hierarchy here. So even though we begin with one, that does not mean that that one is of special importance. You will not be surprised to hear that clarity is a soul quality. Is that correct?
Yes.
Good. We wish to stretch your understanding of clarity, for this would be interdimensional clarity, which means multi-frequency, which means that a person such as you with this soul quality can reach beyond what is known and even reach beyond personal guides and teachers into what we know as the essence of the universe. You might call this purity. You might call this divine understanding. For we, it is simply interdimensional clarity. Integrating this soul quality into your consciousness, into your body, means that you have the access to understanding information in its pure form. This is a soul quality. This is an aspect of consciousness that you brought with you into the earth domain. And we wish to say that your practice of making peace with gravity, so to speak, or your word may be density, is important, for that has grounded you here, and you appear to others as somewhat normal, and that is important because you have had to learn the rules of Earth in order to move beyond Earth. We say this to you so that you do not get lost in the density, in the gravity that is associated with the Earth dynamics. For if you get lost in your identity as being a resident on planet Earth, you will have a restricted clarity. And your soul quality is interdimensional clarity. That is where your power and your healing reside. Is that as clear as a crystal?
Yes.
So we will go on. Leadership is another soul quality. And the leadership is, again, interdimensional in terms of what you put into place, what you pull from as what is you pull forth. So pulling from the galaxy and pulling forth the rootedness of people in your tribe to the earth. So the leadership we speak of is intentionally speaking about your dance, your ability to bridge dimensions so that others who have made a similar agreement feel the resonance, feel the frequency, and people begin to converge and meet and recognize that there is more to be seen than this planet Earth. There is more to be factored into choices and decisions. There is more to the future than meets the eye. So when we say leadership, we are speaking of planetary leadership. So you are being asked to let go of any yipes you may have. So is this soul quality clear to you as a crystal?
Yes.
All right, then we move on. The third soul quality that we wish to drape you with is a certain flair for comedy. At times, you are the only one in the room laughing. And that is fine because there are other invisible ones that are laughing along with you. And at some point, others will catch on to your humor, for you see, it is a cosmic humor that sometimes catches people off guard because they are not familiar with the realms that you travel between. As you become more comfortable in knowing that you have an agreement to ripple out cosmic humor, you begin to attract other interdimensionals, and there is a field of glee that connects each of you. You have had a few instances of that, and you remember how revelationary that felt as you become more comfortable and confident in being a cosmic humorist. You will realize that you can have impact by tickling someone's funny bones. Is this soul quality as clear as crystal for you?
Absolutely.
Then we will continue. We wish to speak to you about lessons of life, which the lady calls life lessons. We, however, call them lessons of life on planet Earth. And there are two primary lessons that recur. So think of lessons as a recurring thread. And they recur in your life in order for refinement to happen. Again, as on soul qualities, the life lessons are equal in importance. There is no priority or hierarchy here. The first life lesson that we wish to remind you of is about energy transmissions. You see, as an interdimensional, you chose to inhabit a body. There are other interdimensionals that have not made that choice, and yet they are still interdimensionals. You, however, chose to adopt a body, and therefore you are embodied on this planet. One of the joys of embodiment is enjoying the physical, sensual, passionate nature. Another aspect of embodying in the physical, especially for you who has interdimensional roots, is being exquisitely aware of energies. And we wish to remind you, we are not speaking solely of physical energies. We are also speaking of interplanetary energies. We are also speaking of intergalactic energies. We are speaking about the whole kit and caboodle, as some people in your realm describe this. The emerging energies require of you that you respond to them. Sometimes responding is simply saying no thank you. Other times responding is a practice of taking in energies in order to transform them. As an intergalactic, as an interdimensional, you came here to be responsive to the energies of the earth, as well as to be responsible to the interplanetary energies. This is a delicate choreography. For you must be aware of your human being as well as your cosmic being. And there needs to forever be a balance between these two energetic systems. And that is one of your life lessons. We wish to say, when we speak of balance, that means that neither aspect, the interdimensional, intergalactic aspect, or the human aspect, is ranked as higher or better than the other. This is an integrated choreography where you are able to say, yes, I appreciate the energies of space. And yes, I appreciate the energies of Earth. And yes, I am a bridger between these two dimensions. So this is a job that requires that you are more vigilant than many of the people that you see around you who have a solely human orientation. Even when you put your head on your pillow, you are sometimes, many times, balancing your humanness with your galacticness. And that will not stop this whole lifetime journey. It is the nature of the agreement. And it is a major life lesson for you. So, in this way, you are a tender of energy, one who attends energy. And it may feel to you as though you are never off duty. We wish to address that concern. For if you ask for assistance from other intergalactics that do not have a body but exist on other realms, they will take over some of the duties. So you do not have to be quite so vigilant. This would be like cosmic delegation. Are you as clear as crystal about this agreement?
Yes.
This is good. So we will move into the second lesson of this lifetime. Again, which recurs. We are systematizing explanation so that you receive the full input of this. So we you might say we are synthesizing, we are systemizing. We wish to take you back a bit in terms of your history. And we predict this may surprise you. At your Earth core, in your intergalactic core, you will not be surprised. At one time, in your history, and we refer to your intergalactic history, you were part of a team, collaborative team, and your group agreement was to write a manual on how best to be in alignment with the cosmic plan. The collaboration was an interfacing of energies and people from different galaxies. So you may wish to think about it in human terms as different cultures. And the purpose was to create what you might call a general system of understanding of how to integrate and embody informations from totally different systems. We speak now in terms of your past, in terms of planetary systems. There was an agreement on your part, on your soul part, that when you decided to dress yourself in a human body, that you would continue this project, this writing project, and be open to impressions from other energies, from other galaxies, so that even though from an onlooker's eyes you were continuing to write this manual, solitary, which goes against how you might remember the process. We wish to remind you that you have connections in other dimensions that have also agreed to collaborate and assist you. And part of this manual is about remembering. Part of this manual is about remembering cosmic roots as well as interplanetary roots. It is a life lesson for you this lifetime in terms of putting your name on this manual, for you chose this earth dimension as your home. And you can be more comfortable with that accomplishment, because you will know it's a grand cosmic joke that you alone put this manual in place. We suggest that you walk with this, reflect on this, and when you are ready, announce your intention. In some ways, this is more like being a scribe than having innovative ideas. You are a scribe for many in this project. And it is a life lesson because it was not completed. The fact that it was not completed was not your fault or responsibility or any defect. It was not time. It was not time. And the project that postponed or delayed or put on the back of the stove burner. And it is time. And as you walk with this a bit, you will remember that you have memories and even notes that will find their way into a manuscript. This is a life lesson. So, what surprises you about this, if anything?
I probably see myself more as a doer than a documenter.
It is a assignment of both doing and documenting. Except the doing comes after the documentation.
So this is to be resurrected on this plane?
This is to be carried forward on this plane. At this time.
Vacation's over?
We tried to prepare you that this would come as somewhat of a surprise. Although not a total surprise.
No.
We appreciate your honesty. Now, at this point, generally the lady would talk about vows and from our perspective, that is not important. For in your case, you have slipped through dimensions and are vowless, so to speak. So we do not have to get in the mishmash of blessing and releasing said vows or reclaiming, for it is simply not relevant. For our purpose, for your soul's purpose, it is not even necessary to visit the lifetimes of the past, for your history is more intergalactic. And although the concept of lives of the past are part of the intergalactic documentation, as you might say, we have a strong tendency to concentrate on the present. For your assignment is ambitious and important, and in order to complete this contract, which you agreed to. You must be more open and receptive to interdimensionals that are freewheelers, so to speak. What we mean by that is they have not chosen to have a body, and yet they are available to you for guidance. They are different than guides, for they tend to come and go, and as you practice being more receptive to sounds and soundings and the notes that harmonize the brain, you will naturally connect with other interdimensionals. So you are not alone. There are many who are available and ready to support you on other dimensions, and as you speak more clearly, and it is the interdimensional clarity that we are reinforcing, you will become an attractor for your own tribe of interdimensionals that have made the choice to adopt physical bodies. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
So we are open to your questions and observations.
I have, over the last decade, skirted many of these things. I didn't take them on head on, but I was aware of them at some level. I guess I'd like a little more information specifically. I mean, I understand the sounding, and you said that the Hemisync and the Dr. Todd work would be good, and I already wander around in the middle of the night and kind of sort of hear things, but it's not, there's no clarity. So, do I do the Gateway program with Hemisync, or is there some other one of the other things that would be more useful?
The Gateway program is a powerful launching tool for, you see, the founder was an interdimensional himself.
Okay. I spent about 5 years doing the Centerpoint program, which is very similar, so we'll just switch over.
This will be good. We also remind you that your wanderings at night would be more expedient if you put on warm shoes or boots and a jacket and went outside.
Okay. Do you have any other advice as to how to accelerate things?
This will be more than enough. You know, There are some people in the body human who do 5 or 6 things all at once to bump them up. You understand?
Yes.
And as an interdimensional, that is not natural for you. So we support you in taking on no more than 2 practices at a time.
Does one of those have to be with my physical body?
The physical body that you inhabit needs more movement in space. If we could design a pair of roller skates for you that would travel along roads and paths and pathways, we would do that for you.
I need to do more than walk.
You need to walk faster or do more.
Okay. Is there anything else I need to do to accelerate the process?
Not at this time. But now that we have a link, we will let you know when it is time to embrace more.
Okay.
That is our idea of a covenant.
Well, I have a history of working hard at different levels. None of this frightens me. I think the manuscript part is a little not what I would choose to do, but I've landed places and done things I wouldn't have chosen in the past.
You will find it not boring. And as we intimated, there will be segments of pure channeling in this document.
So I need to get over my resistance to channeling.
That would be most helpful. We suggest a large notebook.
Okay.
Not a small one, a large one, for a larger notebook resonates with spaciousness.
Like a sketchbook?
One that the artists in your dimensions use.
Okay. Is there anything else I need to know at this time?
We simply wish to remind you that for an interdimensional as yourself, time is eternal. And as you let yourself tumble with that idea, you will see the humor in thinking about time as a being of the earth. So we thank you for inviting us to the party. And we appreciate your willingness to act as an intermediary between the Earth and other galaxies and dimensions. And we are here to supply you with more information as you wish.
Thank you very much.
It is our pleasure. As you would say, it is our awesome pleasure. And now we will invite the lady to move back into her body. And we will tell you she will feel somewhat left out because she will have no memory of this time. But she is a good sport.